nice to meet you. Who are you? How do we meet you? How do we get to you? That type of thing. And when she and I started working together, we realized that people couldn't say Tori Rosa Connected, Beehive Enterprise Professionals. It was just too long.
Right.
So we came together and made a Beehive Connected group. And we've been working diligently to make sure that the platforms that we have and the resources that we have, we share them. So we're excited about the upcoming event. Key, you want to talk a little bit about it? I know, I had to take her off of mute. I'm sorry. She's like, girl, I'm going to live
So the upcoming event that we have is The Power of Resilience. It's a fashion show and fundraiser. We are raising funds for suicide prevention and awareness. Really a topic that we want to bring light to is, especially within the community, the Black and Brown communities and others, is that a lot of times we don't seek the help that we need when it comes to mental illness. And a lot of times mental illness and things that people suffer from in silence can lead to thoughts and attempts to suicide. So we want to bring awareness to that. It is a huge cause of death in Maryland, over 10,000 in a year. So I know that, in Baltimore City, that, the focus is on murder rates, and that sort of thing. But we also want to look at something that we know that can be preventable when it comes to the death of young adults and youth for all sorts of reasons. You have young people committing suicide over bullying and being teased and just all sorts of things. People go through down spirals in life that lead them to thoughts and, like I said, attempts of suicide. So we want to bring awareness to it, but bring awareness to it in a creative way through the arts, which will be fashion and music and design, and something that can bring the community together to bring awareness to a very serious topic, but also do it in a way that we don't want to bring people down. We want to lift them up.
Absolutely.
And Kiana mentioned music and arts. We're going to honor Davon Fleming. Everybody knows Davon. We love him in Baltimore. He's been just amazing in his career. And we're going to identify people who give us life, right? Because most of us are successful because on our times when we're not feeling well, when we're feeling sad or we're feeling low, we have those people that we can look to.
Right.
So, if you're Christian, you say you look to the hills, which come of your strength. Okay, I get it. But sometimes the hill is like nowhere near. I'm on Park Heights. I don't see no hills.
Yes.
So I can look to the Angie. You understand? I look to the Val. I look to the Tyrese. I look to the Al. I look to the Kiana. And I pray one day people will say, I look to the Tori to get my strength. Because at the end of the day, we need to know that we're not in this alone. So when we are looking at individuals in the community who are making a difference, who are really just touching people's lives, Davon Fleming was one of those people so we're going to honor him at the event. He'll be there with us. Awesome. We have K. Dominique Kiana Williams, young lady who is powerful, just launched her book. She's pulling the veil off of it. She's talking about suicide prevention and her own depression, and she's talking about it from a standpoint of a 20-year-old. Deep, powerful. Yeah, she gives me life. Hashtag that. So just to give you some examples of the people who so some of the people that are going to be there. So guys, not only do we want you to align with the show because we want to have a good event, but we want you to align with the show because let's just be honest, sitting in the house, you're not going to find no help. You're not going to find no strength. You're not going to find community just sitting in the house. And a lot of times we go deeper into our levels of depression when we isolate, right?
Yeah. Isolation is...
Okay.
Right. Isolation.
Got real.
Right. Oh, Lord. We got distracted.
Right.
It
went on it was like, well, wait, what?
You have the keyword isolation.
Yeah.
Just yesterday, I launched the... we just had an info session yesterday, but launching the grief support group that will be under Restoring the Village as well. And I took that in consideration that a lot of people are stuck.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are hurting. Yes. And last year, I just said over and over, last year we had 343 homicides. Yeah. From Friday until today, we had 7 homicides.
Right.
That is key.
My God.
Today I'm just hearing that at one in the car, brother and a sister.
Right.
So to know that you've lost I gotta say siblings, but your children. So when you think about those things and you keep hearing about it and you keep seeing it and you keep looking, depression sets in.
That's right.
Then you begin, like you just said, isolation, pulling back from the people you love.
That's right.
And then that's when a lot of things come into play.
That's right. And
so what you're doing
is
awesome.
Right. You're exactly right. And I want to just acknowledge that we don't dismiss or diminish the homicides that have happened in Baltimore. Most people have heard Kiana and I, between the last week or so, mention that we just had a cousin who was murdered in the streets of Baltimore. Last year, we had at least 2 people that we knew. One was like a cousin. He was number 316, you know, of last year. And then we've already started the year losing somebody that we loved in the streets, you know, and well, let's be honest, social media gives everybody access, right? So we had to see his body being resuscitated in the streets on social media. So homicide goes right along with suicide for our city, because for those of us that have to live,
get away from it,
and have to live beyond your death. So my loved one was murdered in the street, or my loved one was killed through homicide. Now I'm stuck, and I'm contemplating suicide because I don't see the resources. I was talking to a friend today, and she was just saying, you know, she's never heard of such violence in the street, and you know, all of this stuff. And I said, well, a part of what we need is the people who are from the city to go back into the city and to implement the changes that they know that they would have needed, their families would have needed, and the support that they needed. So one thing we love about you is we see you back in your community making a difference. So we appreciate you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, one of the things I was just looking at, I was talking to one of the participants that came in last night, and she just said there wasn't a lot of resources, right? And I believe that was part of why I wanted to initiate it. And not even just me, that's where that quote is helping others. So if there are others, please, you know, link up, let's make a resource book, because I don't see it. And I've had losses after losses. I've gone through things, and I knew that was probably my biggest barrier. I probably played that role too, because I didn't want to be involved.
That's right.
So, so you have the ones that don't want to, and you have the ones that haven't seen it. So it's not even like a big thing where it's like a to go to.
Right.
So I just, and I believe we've always had these problems, but social media and the media itself plays a big role of why we see it more.
Yeah. Right.
It's always been there.
And I would beg to differ. I think the resources are there. I mean, Tyrese has been on me now for well over a year and a half. We've worked together in a number of capacities. She's my assistant, but she's also a model on the show. So I'm excited because we want to show plus size models. I was a plus size model up until about 10 pounds ago. I just lost my edge. I lost 27 pounds, and nobody told me it was going to take me out of the running. But what we see, and Kiana, she can speak to this, is we see all of these amazing resources, all of these amazing 501 nonprofit organizations that don't have the right people on their board, don't have boards established, don't have the funding, don't have asset management or the kind of plugins to capital management or capital assets, right? So what that means is you're over in your corner, all these people are in their corners. And if we just pulled some of those people together, why do we keep reinventing the wheel? We don't need 500 soup kitchens. Can those other 498 people link to this one and make it more meaningful? So I just wanted to say that. And I know that you've seen a lot of that as well.
Right. So yeah, that's basically what so even with Restoring the Village, we bring in different organizations so we know the resources there, but just trying to make sure that others know, and it's not easily accessible.
No. Right.
So going back to your event of even bringing in art, bringing in fashion show. So this is where we're going to get into my other guest, but we take it so far. But we do have Al Mosley, and we do have Tyrese. Now, what is your take on this event, and why do you think art or fashion is a good thing to even bring in to uplift people? Why would it be important to kind of have hand in hand?
It's actually very important. Myself, I battle with an illness, so I'm constantly like up and down with a lot of things, depression. I've had my run-ins with suicide attempts, and even today, like I still have my thoughts. And music for me is like an outlet. I write and things of that nature. So I feel like this is like a perfect mix of everything. Just to let people know that they're worth living. They're worth more than their battles, their struggles. And I think it's a brilliant idea. When I was telling Tori not too long ago, when I initially went to the audition, I had no idea that they was doing this like fundraiser for this. So I feel like I was meant to be there in a way, because even though you can't see it, I battle hard every day. And for them to even bring that up, like, oh, we're bringing awareness to mental illness and suicide, it was something for me like, wow, like what's ready to go on here? Like, you know, I stay to myself. I don't really speak on it a lot. And it kind of, you know, gave me a little bit more time to kind of like open up and kind of like get involved with my truths.
That's good.
So I can, you know, express it.
Yes.
And I think this is like a brilliant idea. Like I really commend the whole BCG management team and Ziggy for even doing this, because it's, you know, it's way more than just a fashion show. And to be honest, I feel like it's starting with me being a model inside of it and seeing it from the back point of view and see how they are actually doing things. So I mean,
thank you for that.
Wow. That was good. Tyrese?
Yes. Oh, I'm so honored to be a part of such an amazing cause. I definitely support it. I think it's great to bring a great way to bring everyone together to get that message out, because you're going to give them entertainment. You're going to, you know, give them a good time, but you're still going to get that point across. You're going to make your point. You're going to get that message across that, you know, you don't have to suffer alone.
No.
You know, you don't have to suffer in silence. There's a lot of people out there just suffering in silence and not knowing that just because it might be, you can't turn to maybe your sister or your cousin, is still someone out there that you can turn to, that you can maybe feel more comfortable with talking to. A lot of people feel more comfortable with talking to people they don't know versus someone that they know that they feel is going to judge them.
That's
You know, so it's a lot of people out there that you can talk to. You can just turn, like, look, I just need you to listen to me and vent. And it's just a great cause. And I definitely support Ziggy. She's awesome. And the BCG team. It's an amazing cause. I can't wait. I'm excited.
And thank you for bringing Ziggy in, because in the conversation, because it's hard when you're a visionary and you want to do things and you struggle with your own challenges. So anybody who works with the Beehive Connected Group management team, we have people who call us from everywhere. Like, can you help us with our event? Can you help us with our event? Because, hey, let's just be honest, Baltimore, especially the DMV, they're trendy, right? So we're trending. We're trendy this season. We're hot this season. So everybody wants to get connected. Hashtag that, get connected. But what happens is when we start to say, well, who are you? What issues are at the heart of you? Because we don't work with any client who cannot align with something that's community based. We weed through a lot of those inquiries because people just want to have an event. Well, anybody can have an event, but can you have an event and be vulnerable? Can you have an event and talk about your father was abusive, your mother had a drug addiction? Can you talk about these things, and can you raise money for someone else? If you can't, that is okay. We just won't manage your event. So, at this point, I'm grateful to say, and if Kiana's still on the phone,
I was going to say, is Kiana still there?
She can chime in, but we're walking in such grace that we know that all connections are not good connections for this season, because this season is about picking up a beam.
Yes.
How do we pick up a beam? You bring the hammer, I bring the nails, and we go and build something that our children's children can benefit from. So, Kiana, are you there?
She might be gone. But we do want to thank Kiana for calling, and we do know that she has she is. Kiana. Yes. So thank you for holding it. It was getting really good. So basically, we thank you all for all that you're doing to bring in this awareness for suicide prevention and raising funds. The funds is going to go to, if you want to collaborate. If you want to elaborate on that.
So we are going to donate to a couple. We want to do various organizations that are mental health awareness. One of the organizations we will be donating funds to is Baltimore Response Inc. Crisis Response Inc. is BCRI, is the acronym for that. So we're most of our proceeds will go to that, and we're looking to donate to a few other grassroots organizations. Awesome. Because we know that there are a lot of organizations out there that need funding, or there is an awareness to that organization, so people know where they can go for help.
Awesome. Now I know that you're getting ready to go on the show. Rashad, tell my brother I said hi, and I'll see him Saturday. We're gonna hold you. Have a great show.
And I'll talk to you guys in about 40 minutes because I'm gonna dial in.
All right.
Oh yes. So she's gonna
Thank
go over too. You're welcome. Thank you.
All right.
So I just want to just say that really helped me because it encouraged me, made me happy because even that whole connection with the plug. When I saw it and I had your email, we talked that day. Just to know where it was going really helped me because I know at least 2 amazing individuals, and I will shout them out because they go over and beyond for patients, for clients, whatever you want to call it, for people. And so that right there really helped me. So the money, to know that a portion will be going to Baltimore Crisis Response Incorporation is really amazing to me because I know individuals out there that work really hard to make sure that people can get their mental state, leveled. That's right. And it's not, and to be honest, I laugh and joke about it, but to be honest, we all got a little glimpse of a PTSD, or you keep listening to certain things, you're all going to get a little weary or a little depression. That's right. So we all have it, and we all can use it, and we all can look at it and just see that there is help. And what you brought up, it made me think of the village. Yes. And so I'm really big on that. You'll hear me say village before community, and you'll hear me say that because it just, and to me it goes hand in hand, but to me, that village, it doesn't have to be blood. It doesn't have to be your father, your mother. Like, I know in my case, it was my grandparents. It was my aunts, my uncles. It was the teacher. It was the neighbor. It was even the police. So I'm not even saying that we had the power. And like there are things that I remember seeing and knowing in the community then that we've lost that sense of. So, and one of the young ladies said yesterday at the grief support group is that she has siblings, but she couldn't talk to them. So either judgmental or, hey, some people think you should be this strong. Right. Why are you still crying about it? Right. So you have people judging you. So that you had a powerful statement as well. And your testimony. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. I already know.
So I don't normally hug people when I get my hair done. Y'all know it's a weave, right? So I'll be able to keep it together. But the day my cousin was killed, we still had rehearsal, right? So anybody who knows me, my word is my bond, right? If I say I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be there. So the only person who only beat me to rehearsal was Ty. So Ty was there, I got there, Al walked in. I looked at Al and I knew Al needed a hug. Next thing I know, we hot, we sweaty, we praying in the middle of rehearsal. Tears, all that. We've like, psh. But to be vulnerable like that in front of people you don't know, was so powerful to me because most of us are walking around here, especially if you're labeled a community leader, a life coach, and all these different things that people label us, thinking that we can't be human. And you have to be human first. Yes. I was so empowered by your strength. I got myself together. Like, you know what? Didn't I stay for like almost the whole rehearsal, everything? I was good. Pretty much the whole rehearsal. Because I understood that everybody is hurting. Yeah. Everybody has pain. Everybody is pushing through it. I'm not exempt from that. So I thank you so much for just being vulnerable enough to just get a hug. That's why I like Val. Val be all up in people's personal space. Come on, hug your shit. Hug me, girl. Like, oh my goodness, but hugs heal. Right. Yes. And that night you healed me in a way that you didn't even realize. So I just commend you for that. I thank you. Thank you. We all gonna be in here crying.
I know. Look, wait a minute. When I knew what we was talking about, I was like, Lord, keep me together, right? But just to kind of go back, because I don't think we announced where it would be and so forth. But I want to say the title, The Power of Resilience, and Downtown Cultural Arts Center will be 401 North Howard Street, Baltimore, Maryland, 21201. Again, that's 401 North Howard Street, Baltimore, Maryland, 21201. It's from 5 to 9 p.m. You have Ebony as your hostess. Rashad is your host. Tickets are on sale now. Again, a portion of proceeds will go right now. Hashtag right now.
And let me just say this because God knows, and I used to be angry when people call me bougie, but that's like a title. I love it. So I am the bougie one. There will not be tickets sold at the door for this event.
Oh, no.
We want to, and I'm working with Rennie Bass. Shout out to them and Stevie Johnson at the Downtown Cultural Arts Center and our social club. We want to level up how we do business. You know, we cannot say that we provide a platform for entrepreneurs and then we allow all this raggediness to happen. Again, not judging anybody, but for us, you got to buy your ticket in advance. You have to register. We need to know how many people are coming. We want to make sure we have adequate seating. We're expecting 120 people. We don't want you to miss it. Yes, we are donating funds to Baltimore Crisis Response Inc. Be Cry, but we're also donating funds to Advancing Minds Educational Services. If you look at the number of young people between ages 9 and 14 who have killed themselves in the last 6 months, a year, you'd be astounded. I have a 9-year-old, and I can't imagine what would bring my 9-year-old to go in his closet and hang himself.
Right.
So we need you guys to help us make this event a success. You got to buy your tickets in advance. You have to use Eventbrite. If you're not savvy with the computer, that is okay. Find a young person. Go to www.iixi.eventbrite.com. I'm going to say it again, www.iixi.eventbrite.com. And IIXI is 211. This is a 211 society. That's Ziggy Official's brand. This is her event. And again, Kiana and I, just the management team that God has appointed to help her get this vision out.
Awesome. So this flyer will be continued to circulate on social media. Please get your tickets. Please support. Please share.
Share. 3 other people. So Star Couture, who has amazing clothes here in Baltimore. Star Couture is also going to be in the show. She's going to be one of the stylists. Janine Brown of So Be You Clothing. We have Sam Smith from New Vintage by Sam, or Sam Styled You. We have now Derek Dixon, the amazing and awesome Derek Dixon from 3D Productions. So, and if anybody knows, Derek Dixon just had the event at the Palladium Stomp Yard for autism. So when I say the connections are great, so hopefully there might be Ziggy dialing in. So we're just excited.
All right, we do have a caller. Hello, caller, you're in.
Hi, Ziggy.
Hey, that was perfect.
How are you all?
That was good time. I see it. I'm looking. Hi, Ziggy. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. We are here talking about the event that you are all putting together. It sounds really, really good. And is there anything that you would like to add? I'm not sure if you were following it, or if you'd like to say anything about it.
I'm actually just getting back in the car. So I'll let people to tune in.
Okay, well, if you have a question, a comment, or just want to say something, that'd be good.
So what have you really touched base on? Because I haven't been able to listen.
So Ziggy, just tell us a little bit about 211 and what that means, because we know it's Roman numerals, we know it's the name of the brand, but tell us a little bit about 211, what it means and how you formulated it.
All right, so 211 Society is an empowerment brand. Basically, I created something to make people feel good, and when they walk into a room, feel like, they the only one in the room. If they're walking into a room, feel like others of people. So I pretty much I created it for myself because I like to wear things that's different than everybody else. Everybody in the city pretty much wears the same brands. But I created something that I felt like nobody else would have, something that was different and fresh. And when I started wearing it, everybody was trying to figure out where I got it from. So they started asking me, like, could they, buy my stuff? And that's how I ended up launching it as a brand for everyone else as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
And what we love about it, and Kiana and I would always looking again from a marketing standpoint, right? Because that's a part of, working with us. You get a team that is always looking for the innovative, looking for the edge and what's going to stand you out. So you guys know I'm an Aquarius. My birthday is coming out. And birthday is in a couple of weeks, and I'll be celebrating the 7th anniversary of my 27th birthday, and I'm excited about that. I'm a financial advisor, so I know the math works. The math works, okay? Well, one thing I liked about was Ziggy's brand, there is something for everyone.
It's versatile.
It is so versatile. So from the 211 sweatshirts to the button-down shirts to, y'all know every time you see me, I have on heels. They laugh because I wear heels in the winter and the snow. I'm like, these are boots. These are not heels. But I can wear her brand and I can find power in the brand. So Ziggy, remind me, is 211 4 years old or 5 years old this year?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
211. Is it 4 years old or 5 years old this year? I know you came up with the concept in 2013 or 2012?
2013.
Okay. So even though we're doing her brand launch, this is not, it's not brand new for her.
Not brand new.
So people, especially in her community, the community where she used to live, in parts of her heights, she sees people who have on her original shirts. So we're excited to be a part of it.
Well, I need to see this so I can wear it.
What's your website?
So look.
I'll make sure you get something.
Again.
I have to make sure that you get something.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, now I will not be able to attend that event on the 11th. I am actually going to be hosting another, but I would love to have a shirt and for to still support some kind of way. So let me know a way that I can purchase one.
There's a donate button right at the Eventbrite.
Okay.
Yeah, so we went
goes right on this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And we are still looking for sponsors. So if there's any businesses out there that say, you know what, we can gift them $250 or whatever, there is a sponsorship link as well. The thing about it is the community cries out for these types of events. And then we notice that the community then doesn't support the event. So it's kind of like, well, you say you want this type of event. So we are right, you know how that goes, right? So we're challenging people to really just kind of step up.
Yes.
We know the importance of being honest in brown and black communities. We look at what our counterparts do. They come out, they support each other. So I'm challenging guys to come out and support. I want to give a shout out to David Brown of the Wildlife Band. He is connected. They're going to be in the place. I'm telling you, people are supporting the show and really coming out. But we want to see the average person come out.
Right.
It's $50. It gets you a seat. It gets you, access to the event. It gets you a drink ticket. Come on out. $75 gets you all of that plus access to the after party. And we're protecting your.
What time is the
after party from 9 to 12.
I see you there.
Yeah, that's the part going to be lit.
From 9 to 12, it's going to be lit, and we're excited about it.
Well, maybe I could do the after party.
And still get up and go to work the next day. That's free Valentine's Day weekend. So.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes.
Bring your boo.
No. What day is that?
That's the 11th.
No, what day?
Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it's not till 2.
Lord.
I don't want nobody getting fired the next day and then really be suicidal and they blame us.
Yes.
Maybe for my 10th year anniversary.
Right. Oh, and it's Tyresa, her husband's 10th year anniversary.
Great. So thank you, Ziggy, for the vision. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for just listening to God speak, because this is a much needed awareness that needs to take place. I just had someone talk to me probably a few days ago. I don't know, my days and times is all mixed up. But recently, and they stated that their son, who was, I want to say 13, but their son had contemplated suicide.
Wow.
So I'm definitely going to make sure I share this information with her, and I'm going to make sure that others hear about this, because this is real. And it could be, you just, first of all, you don't even know what it is sometimes because they're not talking to us. But we're going to make sure that we continue to talk to our children. Make sure we talk to our family members. Make sure that we take care of ourselves. Because sometimes we do so much, and then it can really do a wear and tear. And that's that moment you break down and everything starts falling apart. You could be the greatest superwoman in the world, but I'm speaking to myself.
Come on,
You're speaking to more than yourself.
Okay.
You might speak to all of us. Don't make me stop.
But I had to. It took this man to tell me on Saturday that Restoring the Village will still be there.
Oh, wow.
And it was just like, what you mean? I'm here, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I really had to sit still. So Sunday I woke up, I'm like, I'm going to do all these things, right? And if we don't do it, our body is going to do it.
That's right.
And this is why people are dying.
That's right.
Stress is something else. So if it's not going to be suicide, homicide, it's going to be,
stress aside. Stress aside.
Hashtag.
I'm
sorry, this is a very serious one, but we always bring in the good stuff out of it.
I'm telling you.
But I'm so serious. I mean, a lot of people say my humor does justice, and it has to, because we live in a world that's so depressing sometimes. But I do want to say that if we don't take care of ourselves, nobody else is going to do it. Yeah. Even when we talk about people with addictions, like they have to want it for themselves.
Right. Yes.
So it's always going to come back to self.
That's right. Ziggy, I always tell you what, you can't divide what?
I'm sorry, what you say?
What? I'm sorry. When I say to you all the time, you can't divide what? What do I always say? You can't divide what?
You can't divide nothing into something.
Exactly. You can't divide nothing into something. You can't divide zero. So when we're like a gas tank, you get to zero. How are you still giving out? Right. You don't have anything. So you can't divide something from nothing. You just can't. And like you said, our bodies respond. Because think about it. Most of us don't even realize. But we don't realize we're going to fight or flight because your brain will fold over itself to preserve you. So now you're sick. Now you can't sleep. Now you got the flu. You got an upper respiratory infection that won't shake because you're tapped into negativity and energies that are draining you, and you're overextending yourself, and you're helping people who haven't asked for your help, and you're taking on burdens that God never ordained for you to take on. And now you're sick. But when you start purging, you're like, ooh.
When I come back from my rest, people be like, what is wrong with you? I come back with a boost of energy. And that boost of energy is like something that's amazing. And it's sometimes, like I said, it could be a stranger, and that person was someone that I would not have expected. Right. And it was just like, all right, God, I got the word, right? Because if someone else would have told me, like, you're crazy. Yeah. You don't know. So this person, like I said, just that village, just having me sit still.
That's right.
And I appreciate that. But one of the things I wanted to talk about, one of the other things I want to talk about before we wrap up, is that one, keep going, because everything that you're doing is needed in our community. I am a strong believer that we don't want to reinvent the wheel, right? However, there are things out here that you can just link up. So what I'm seeing here is a collaborative effort.
A link up.
And I love that. I don't like when people is all about self. We'll never get anywhere being about ourselves, because it's all about the community. That's right. So
and nobody on this flyer, from Ziggy to the people in this room, to anybody you see us connected to, has a ulterior motive or extra agenda. Yeah. I thank God for
you hear me sometimes talking about this hidden agenda. Baby. It makes me pull away from people.
You should. You'll feel their aura.
I just had it and I pulled it back.
And you'll watch how they move. You'll watch how they operate. Rashad and I, believe it or not, were on the same panel for anxiety and depression in October when Hannah the Began had her book release. Okay. People say, so you always dropping names. I'm a connector with a capital C. Why am I dropping names? I'm dropping names because you got to go get connected to that person and find out who that person is. Right. So I met him then. We stayed connected. And from our connection, we're in June of 2018, he and I are on another panel. And TD Jakes is going to be there with Zanabu Kamar. What? Only God does that. Right. But God does that from you saying, it's not about me. It's about we. And when you understand that it's about we, this is about to be a good one. When you understand it's about we. Get your hashtag. Because I just felt it. He starts adding on to thee. How about the pants around the collection plate? Okay, hold on. So when it's right. First of all, I got those candies. Okay, tails of mine. So we're gonna say it again. When you're not worrying about me, you start focusing on we. God starts adding on to thee. So we're
Ziggy, as you see, we're having so much fun. But thanks again for calling in, and we're gonna push this flyer out and get the word out to the community. Again, thank you for calling in and for all the things that you're doing.
Thank you, Ziggy. Be
Thank
safe.
you.
Have fun.
Oh,
Dial
sorry.
into the other show, Ziggy. I'll see you.
Oh yeah,
in
she'll be on the
virtual
next
land.
show.
All right.
So,
So-
Angie, again, thank you.
So
You
one
wanna
other
grab it?
thing I didn't even say because we just been having a good old time.
Yes.
I was gonna say if anybody wanted to call in.
Well,
Anybody wanted to call in, the number is 404-436-1277. Again, if you wanted to call in, had any questions, concerns, the number is 404-436-1277. Big shout out to, and I'm only going to say it because I know what I've done when I was working in their department, is I want to shout out to Karen Hillman and Dr. Tara Patterson. Karen is a psychologist and Dr. Tara Patterson is a psychiatrist, and they work at Baltimore Crisis Response Incorporation. And I've worked with them firsthand, and I know their heart, I know the love that they have. So one, to even know that portions will go there to where they work, but not only that, I know that it's going to go into a good hands.
That's right.
And good service. It makes a really big difference. And they're the two that I know dear to my heart. Like even with my grief support group, I called on them and they don't care. They just send me information and they help me and they want to see it and they encourage me. I get messages and support. And so I love it to this day. So big shout out to Karen Hillman and Dr. Tara Patterson.
So we're excited about that as well. We're working to get the resources. So anybody who maybe is still kind of fighting and not feeling confident, being honest, they can just slide a pamphlet off the table and get the resources.
Absolutely. So you're looking for vendors, sponsors.
We actually only have space for one additional vendor. So we have vendors that are coming.
Need a vendor?
Yeah, if you need to be a vendor, that is, you can get that right from the same xxi.eventbrite.com.
Eventbrite. Make sure you go there for everything. Your shirt, your vendor, your ticket, the after party.
And also, we want to do that because we foster an environment of decency. I don't want anybody saying, well, I gave Tori this money. Please don't. I'm a financial advisor, but I don't need that money in my hand. That money go in decency and order. And when we're looking at the sponsors that have shown up, we just had Chipotle send over some stuff, and Ellen Foundation, who has a platform for domestic violence. We want these sponsors to know that their money is going exactly where we said it would go. Yes. So we are operating in decency and order. Absolutely. Big shout out to Tyrese, who's been working diligently behind the scenes to make sure that those sponsor packages go out, and Janine Brown and Hannah the Bat began. Everybody is pulling together. The village. Yes. I appreciate you guys.
Now, Miss Kim Trueheart, I went to a workshop that she had. Miss Kim Trueheart, I love her heart. I know that she's over in a school board meeting right now, raising it, raising the roof. Love her. She's my village. I'm trying to tell you. I go to her. I'm gonna start calling her Mama Kim Trueheart. But big shout out to her for her heart, her love. But I bring her up, kind of off topic, but I bring her up because when I walked into the workshop they were doing, it was doing like a community-led workshop, community-led roundtable. And so when I walked in, she said, she was talking about the village. And she said, and the queen of the village. So it do my heart very well. She's over in Northwest Baltimore. It just lets you know we're just trying to make sure that we continue to connect all across the city for things that are going on. And even though, like, she's here to using our parents, that's a vital person to connect with because she's going to know what's going on with our children, our parents, and then she's trying to link up with different parent groups. So I'm really excited to know that there's some great people that are in our community, and some just need help. They just need support. And so just to know that everyone is pulling in for this, it just does my heart so well. So I love that, like, from the bottom of my heart, even though I was fired up coming in. We won't talk about that. But Diamond K, I'm gonna have to do another show. But yeah, I was a little hot. Yes.
Okay, so I'm back.
No, look, Tori taking over my show.
I know, so that means, and you gotta help me get my own show, right? Yes. So Judy,
she forgot a shout out.
I did, and Judy's for everybody.
And she wrote it down.
I had to write it down because I made a commitment to tell everybody about this jerk crab cake I had from Judy's Island Grill. It was amazing. They have 2 locations, one in Park Heights, where we hang with George.
Let me just say something real quick. I'm gonna cut you off.
That's okay.
Royal Maroon is number 1. Royal Maroon, Park Heights, and Belvedere. Come on. I'm sorry.
She didn't mean that.
I'm sorry.
God knows she didn't mean that. She's going to say psych in a second.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Listen, Judy's is one of our sponsors, so she's going to give us some good food for the show.
Awesome.
But I want to talk about the crab cake. I want to talk about their 2 locations, Park
Oh,
Heights
Lord.
and Bernie. And I'm going to do it in 12 seconds. Go visit Judy's Island Grill. They're amazing. Yeah, there's some competitors, but they ain't really
I
that
was
good.
kidding. It takes a village.
It takes a village. A Jamaican village.
Yeah.
So if you guys are looking for some good food, please check out Judy's Island Grill, Park Heights, or Glen Burnie. They're amazing, and we thank God for their heart and their commitment to our show.
She is silly.
Yes. And you're amazing. Thank you.
So listen, going into December, Lord, going into September, we're going to have a great lineup. It's going to be all about the village.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be all about our heritage, our culture. It's going to be great.
February.
You said September.
I did say September.
From December to September.
Listen, let me tell you how
Okay.
tired I am.
That's all right.
Okay, let's try this again.
Going into February.
Starting next month, and y'all figure out what month that is.
Next month. The month after January.
Starting next month, February. Oh, Lord, jeez. We're going to be doing a lot. We're going to be bringing a lot of people in that's going to be helping us with our village.
Okay.
Trying to build that back up, trying to learn about our village. And I will not announce them all, but I want to say it's going to be something truly amazing. Just hearing and knowing the people that are coming in is going to really help us regain that.
Awesome.
And I'll just say restore.
Right.
But I love the fact that sometimes we have to go back to our village and go back to our culture and our roots. We got to go back to all of that to know who we are.
Most certainly.
We cannot keep looking at, and I'm sorry, sometimes I'll be guilty of it, but we cannot let this take control of us. We cannot let the media take control of us, that mind. There are some things that are going on in our communities right now, and then I got to be serious. This is some things going on in our community right now. The school board meeting is going on right now, and a lot of our children are graduating, and they're not even on the high school level. That's horrible, unacceptable.
It is.
And with that is so many other things. But what we're doing is I have linked up with an organization in Louisiana who all day I've been saying where they do that at, and their name is, and I forgot to tag on my video, but the name is Restoring the Villages.
Oh my goodness.
When you talk about God aligning things, and they're getting ready to open up a school for our children.
My God.
So we're going to be doing a phone conference this week. We're going to see how we can partner up with one another to support just some great things coming aboard. And I just want to say, just to be encouraged, and that's a word for myself because I was struggling today. And be honest. So we got to make sure that we be encouraged and that we pull away when we need to, that we have that self-care that's needed. I don't care if you're stepping away from the phone, playing a game. I don't care what you got to do. Read a book.
Write
Take a walk.
Right.
Do something to restore your body. Your mind, body, and spirit has to be in line. Prayer, meditation, all of that. We have to do that because we are losing our men and our women. We are losing different things that we're supposed to have in our communities. We're not speaking up, and when I say we, of course, we have those fighters that are out there, but we have to do better. We have to do more. And so I'm challenging everyone to get involved. I'm challenging people to come to these school board meetings. I saw the video last night. It was, I love it. I love it because no matter if somebody thinks someone's being ignorant or not, the fact is they're coming out.
That's right.
Now we need to.
Their voices are being heard.
Their voices are being heard, but they're coming out of their doors. I remember not even seeing like parents, involved. They're coming out to these school board meetings. They're coming out, and now we need to make sure that we properly educate one another and empower one another. So that's the next step, and we're going to talk about that next month as well. But going next week, next Tuesday, January still. January 30th, we're going to have Corey Johnson. Corey Johnson is the the founder of Phyllis Angels Home Care. She does training for CPR, phlebotomy, and so much more. She's going to be coming in next week with her students, some of her students, and she's going to talk about how you can get registered, how we can help support her organization and her business. And she's right near here, so right in the same area in the city. I'm really excited to even hear. I don't want to put too much about her right now, but I'm really excited to have her come on the show because education is everything. Yes. And it doesn't have to be, and I'm a firm believer, it doesn't have to be degrees here and there. Just take a trade. And I encourage all my young people, like, college may not be for everyone, but take up a trade. Continue to continue to learn. Learn. I love like just reading and educating myself, but to actually have affordable training, right in your backyard. We have to make sure that we support organizations like that. So Corey Johnson will be on the show, and as we wrap up, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you. I'll give the last couple of minutes just to remarks, but I just wanted to say thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for providing a platform for suicide prevention and talking about it and using art. You know, when we did the grief support group, we're using art. So art is everything. You know, one of the young boys that came in, he was just drawing, and I said, "Who are you drawing?" You know, so the fact that I know we can align that together to begin to start talking about the problem.
That's right.
So, hey, we got to have a party to bring the awareness. Do it. And uplifting each other. I love the fact that sometimes it's just self-awareness for ourselves, but to have a fashion show, that's awesome. You know, so I'm gonna let you all just give your last couple of remarks. I'm gonna bring it on Al Mosley.
Well, I just want to say thank you for having us here. Thank you, Tori, for kind of being that strength. It's never going to leave my mind what you said when you said, "Let me look towards you as strength, and you look towards me as strength." Because at the end of the day. We really need that person to look towards their strength because a lot of times we really don't have it in ourselves, especially when everyone is so used to you being so strong. It's like you can't be weak in their eyes. But I just want to say, thank you for everything and tune into Happy Hour Vibes tomorrow.
Ooh. Happy Hour Vibes. All right, Ty, you got something? I'm just using my phone like it's mine.
Right, go ahead.
Just thank you for having us. I'm so happy and honored to be a part of this, and this is amazing. Support, share, support, share that flyer, get your tickets, come see us February the 11th.
Awesome, thank you. And I'm just going to add to Angie's point. One thing that Kiana and I are doing this year, we're going on tour in 2 weeks. It starts February 3rd, and we'll be from Punta Cana to the Virgin Islands, different places, teaching adults how to force their futures forward. Just really tapping into what makes you and tapping into your greatness. But God gave me a vision, and you guys are going to start seeing Tori Rose the Connector, the 4th grade financier. So when I walk into these schools now, I'm going to be teaching people how to get a 4th grade financial education. If you could get a child to that level, and you could get many of us to just understand how money works on a 4th grade level, we would end poverty in our families. Yes. We would have generational wealth. We would have legacy in the Black and brown communities. So you guys look out for that. The 4th grade financier, we're going to be doing YouTube lessons on how money works, how to understand your mutual fund, how to read your TSP, things that you should know. And we're not going to charge you for it. Also, we're doing adult proficiency.
Wait a minute, she's free. That's what she said, free, right?
She said free. We're doing adult proficiency classes. So if you know someone that should be reading and writing at the adult level, they're 25, 30. I thank God I have a new, introduced to a new client, 21. He reads at a 3rd grade level. So I am committed in 16 weeks to get him to an 8th grade level. So I'm certified. I'm a life coach. I'm a financial advisor. I'm a trainer. I'm a teacher. But outside of everything, I'm a servant. So I thank God for you for giving us the opportunity to come here. Thank everybody for getting connected. And we just spoke to, we are the change the earth needs. So we just got to do what we got to do.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I'm about to kumbaya. I get emotional. emotional. Thank you.
You know, I'm looking for a co-host.
Listen, I'm available on Tuesdays.
So, thank you all again for a great segment. I'm looking forward to continuing this great fight.
Yes.
This great push to see our city be great.
Yes.
To continue to be great. To change that stigma. So thank you all for being my guest this evening. Shout out to Diamond K for always doing a wonderful job producing, working behind the scenes. I'm here every Tuesday, 6 to 7 p.m. We are looking for sponsors for the show. We are looking for additional people to come on the show for interviews. We are looking right now. I'm into March. Don't come yet. But we are doing some amazing things. And thank you all for continuing to tune in. See you all next Tuesday.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.